Welcome to Where in Wilmington, where we explore and celebrate the unique history of our great city. Now, speaking of history, I can't think of a more appropriate place to learn about our fascinating past than right here at the Delaware Historical Society. For nearly 150 years, this statewide nonprofit organization has worked diligently to preserve and share this city's history as well as the rest of the history in this great state with the general public.
The Delaware Historical Society is comprised of a small campus of buildings on both sides of the 500 block of Market Street. The various buildings are symbolically joined together by a 44-foot wide metal archway that spans Market Street. This archway is the location of last month's tricky Where in Wilmington clue. Installed in 1998, the arch was designed and fabricated by two hometown companies, Homesea Architects and Atlas Welding. The Delaware Historical Society was founded in 1864, but didn't own a building of its own until it purchased Wilmington's Old Town Hall from the city government in 1916, when the city vacated the building and moved to Rodney Square. Between 1927 and 1998, Old Town Hall served as the headquarters and first museum of the Delaware Historical Society.
Old Town Hall was built in 1798, making it one of Wilmington's oldest buildings. In fact, this town hall is the fourth oldest town hall surviving in the United States, only behind Philadelphia, Lancaster, and New Orleans.
In its heyday, Old Town Hall functioned as the political, social, cultural, and economic center of Wilmington. The federal-style structure housed the city's meeting chambers and offices and served as the headquarters and gathering place of civic organizations. Today, the fully restored Old Town Hall provides space for exhibitions, programs, and special events throughout the year.
Now, no visit to Old Town Hall is complete without a stop by the basement, which is where you'll find the building's original holding cells. Let's take a look. Now, it's a very important distinction to make that these are not actual jail cells. These are holding cells for the trials that would take place upstairs. So if you were in this cell, it might just be for the day or two, or it could be up to 4 months, depending upon how long it would take to make arrangements for transportation to the courthouse, which was in Newcastle County. And this is Clarence, who's been entertaining school kids for many, many years. Say hi, Clarence. Oh, that Clarence, he's such a guard. God, it's the quiet ones you gotta watch out for.
In 1991, the Delaware Historical Society purchased the building adjacent to Old Town Hall to serve as a new museum. This building, built in 1939, was once the original location of Wilmington's beloved Woolworths. At the time, the third largest Woolworths in the United States, complete with a block-long lunch counter. In 1998, the building reopened as the Delaware History Museum. The Delaware History Museum features 3 galleries of changing interactive exhibits on Delaware history, including displays of rare items of everyday life, costumes, children's toys, regional decorative arts, and paintings. The museum also features a large gift shop specializing in Delaware handcrafted items and souvenirs. Upstairs, you'll find Grandma's Attic, a popular area for children's parties featuring learn and play discovery areas with vintage dress-up, historic games, a puppet theater, an old-fashioned marketplace, and a 1940s kitchen. It's never too early to start teaching children how much fun history can be. The heart of the Delaware Historical Society is, of course, its amazing collection of Delaware memorabilia. The Society draws upon this incredible bounty when assembling their popular exhibitions.
We have some really exciting examples of some early costumes here, and this is really part of the fun of coming to the collection space. This is a frock from the 1800s, around 1800, and it's from a Dover family. It's a very beautiful example right there. And here we have, from Wilmington history, this is from the early 1800s as well. This is your typical Quaker costume that a Quaker woman would have worn, and it's complete with this beautiful bonnet you see on the table here. And then lastly, some of the pieces in the collection actually have a very strong history in terms of an actual well-known Wilmington person. This is Samuel DuPont's Civil War jacket.
Directly across the street from the Delaware History Museum are the administrative offices of the Delaware Historical Society and the Research Library. The administrative offices make up an area known as Wilmington Square, a collection of 4 historic buildings dating from 1748 to the early 1800s. In 1976, these buildings were moved to the 500 block of Market Street from various sites throughout Wilmington to save them from demolition. The 4 structures were built when mercantile and shipping activities were prevalent along the Christina River and grain mills lined the banks of the Brandywine. Wilmington Square is named after Thomas Willing, who in 1731 laid out the village that was to become the city of Wilmington. Right next door to Wilmington Square is the Delaware Historical Society's Research Library. This building dates to 1930, when it served as the second Artisans Bank built on the site. The Delaware Historical Society moved into this grand Art Deco building in the early 1970s, leaving intact many beautiful features of the original bank. While the vault no longer holds bank deposit, it is still filled with valuables of a different kind. This building is the location of the Delaware Historical Society's vast collection of books, ephemera, newspapers, serials, maps, manuscripts, and photographs relating to the history of Delaware and its people. Here you'll find many personal documents from Delaware's most famous figures, including Caesar Rodney, George Read, and Bill Roth. And though not from Delaware, the library does own a few rare documents from figures of national significance, including George Washington, John Adams, Abraham Lincoln, and Woodrow Wilson, to name a few. The library also holds a strong collection of materials for individuals doing genealogical research. The library is open to the public, and a team of librarians are available to help you locate items within the collection. Because this is a reference library, materials may not be removed or checked out. And when visiting, please remember that items in the collection are fragile and irreplaceable. Therefore, great care must be taken when reviewing materials.
What are you doing, young man?
Well, now you know why the holding cells are still here in Old Town Hall. It looks like I'll be keeping Clarence company for a little while, but if you've got time on your hands, why not come down to Market Street and visit the Delaware Historical Society and learn more about our fascinating history. For Rich Neumann, this is Where in Wilmington. I'll see you next time. Maybe.